Welcome back to this channel, and today I'm going to focus on the second part of the sewing machine that I did the unboxing, which is the brother embroidery sewing machine with the model number SE625. That is what we're going to be talking about today. In my last video, I did more or less like unboxing of this particular sewing machine, which I show you all the components that comes with the machine. But today is going to be the last part of this review, which I'm going to demonstrate how to use the sewing machine, and in particular I'm going to walk you through how you're going to thread your upper thread, your lower thread, which is the bobbin, the functions of this machine, and other things that you can do. And finally, after that, I will demonstrate a simple maintenance of this sewing machine. So this machine can do automatic embroidery, and you can also use it as a free motion embroidery. Either way, it's up to you. The free motion is mainly good for those that are doing quilting, and if you just want to do regular design that are inbuilt in the machine, you can use that. Also, you have the option to go on their website and download or purchase more embroidery, or if you want to design your own, there is an app that you can use to design your own design and convert it to the format that the machine will recognize. Okay, so you are free. There's a lot to this machine than just doing regular sewing. As that being said, the next thing now is to get into it, and let me show you the component right here. And this is the top of the sewing machine. This is where you have your foot pedal. Once you have your foot pedal plug in, then at the back here you have your power cable, and you have the on and off switch. You have your USB. If you want to transfer any pattern, this is where you do it, and you can easily store all your pattern on USB, plug it here and access it through the USB. You have that option. And staying at the back here, this is where you have your hand wheel. If you want to control the machine front and back, you have it right here. So at the top, again, this is what we have at the top, and this is adjustable. If you want to adjust it, it's just going to help you to adjust the amount of thread you want your bobbin to fill with. The more you let this go in like this, the less thread you will have in your bobbin, and if you bring it out, the more bobbin the more thread you will have in your bobbin. So that is how this one is functioning. Once you have your bobbin, once you put your bobbin right, you put this one just like so, and you will have this space there. So this space is more or less like a gap that the more this turning, just like that, like I turn it in, the less thread you will have in your bobbin. So like I said, it's adjustable. You can move it back, you can move it forward. So the further you move it away, the more thread that will fill in the bobbin. You move it back into the bobbin, the less thread you will have in your bobbin. Okay, that's the function of this. But I normally set mine straight this way, and it will give me enough thread in the bobbin that will not overflow. And once you are done, you push this back, you take out your bobbin. You have two blades here that you can use to cut your thread once you are done. That's the function of that. And the next is this, which is going to be your handle right here. That's your handle to pick up the machine. And the next thing is this one, which is one way that you can load your thread. So I have my thread right here, and how you load this is to make sure that the thread is coming under, and you put it just like so, and let the thread come under, not over. You don't want your thread to be coming from here, you want it to be coming under. And once you are done with that, you put the thread stopper just like so, and you allow the thread to go up like this. And once you're done with that, then you go in here right there, and that's how you thread the machine. So you put your thread here, you let it go just like so, and the next thing is you go here. As you can see, there is a number on this machine. You have number 4 right here, which will help you. It's like a guide for you to go through the machine. So for example, if you are going to do bobbin wind, once you get here, you have to come to this tension. This is the bobbin tension. Okay, so all you have to do is to come like so. Once you go like that, you come out this way with your thread, and you let the thread go through this guide right there. Your thread will go through the guide over the tension, and you come this way. Once you come that way, you go to the back just like that, and you put it on your bobbin, and you are good to go. And once you are done with your bobbin, you come out again. Since you are here, this is your number 1 guide. Number 2 will go under here, and by the time you are doing this, if you want to thread the machine, be sure your presser foot is all the way up. So you go this way, which is going to be your number 2. You go into this slot all the way down. Once you are down there, right, the next thing for you to do is to go on number 6, which is this one, because you have your, this is number 1, this is 4, this is another number 4. You go just like that. Number 3, your number 3, you will go into loop. If you look at it, go like that, and you will go in a loop back up into this take up lever. So you will go this way like so, you go back up and let this thing go through the loop of the take up lever, then you come back. So this is number 3 going up, is going to be number 4 as you go in into the take up lever, then you come back. This will be your number 5, as you can see like that. That's your number 5. Okay, that will be your number 5. You go from 5, which is this slot, all the way, then you go into number 6. This hook right there is your number 6. Once you go in here as your number 6, then this is where you want to decide if you want to thread the needle by yourself. You can stop from here and thread the needle towards the back. The thread will go from here to the back. But if you want to use the automatic needle threader, then you can take it further by going into this slot, then go into number 7. You go into number 7 and you go to the back from here, which is going to give you the thread cutter. This way you come like that and you cut the thread from there. Once you have it cut like that, then you have this one. You press it all the way down like so, and it will thread the needle for you. Okay, now I have the needle thread. All you have to do is to thread the thread out from there, and that is how you thread the needle. So the next thing you want to do is to come down here. All right, and here, this is how you will be able to access the bobbin. So what you do is push this back and take out the faceplate, and now you will have access to your bobbin, and this is your bobbin. And if you look at this, so this is where your bobbin slot is. Okay, and what you do here is that you see how this is being wound. Your thread is going to be coming like this if you are going to put it. Even me looking at all this, you have all your diagrams. Okay, how you can put the bobbin, everything is right there, and how you can actually thread the machine. You have the diagram here, and here is how you put your bobbin. So if you look at this diagram, it's telling you that your thread should not be coming this way, it should be coming the other way. So this one is wrong if you use this position, which means if I use my bobbin this way now, if you look at it, it's wrong. I have to use it to be coming from this side. So you should get it like that. So now you put the bobbin right in there, just like so. Then you let the thread go through this groove, you follow it and you go all the way like so, follow the line, and once you get there you cut the thread and you are done. The next thing is to put back the faceplate like so. You put the faceplate like so, just like that, and you press this to lock it in, and that is all you need to do to thread this sewing machine. Here is where you have all your accessory. All the accessories right there for you to access. If you need it, you have them there. Okay, so once you are done, you are done. The next thing is for you to start operating the machine. But before I move further, since I have my camera focus on this side, I'm just going to tell you how you can maintain this sewing machine after use. Let's say for example you'll be using it for like 1 month, right? But every week, I will say that every week you should be cleaning the machine with a brush like this. If you can get a brush like this, you know, this is different from a painter brush. If you can get something like this, then all you have to do is every week that you are sewing, make sure you dust, because when you sew a lot, if you sew maybe once in a while, I would say you should do this once in a month. But if you sew at least twice or 3 times a week, then all you have to do to maintain this machine is to open this place up, take out your bobbin, and make sure you dust out this place. There's going to be some thread particles here. You have to dust them out, and you go under here, you dust everything out, and once you do that, you can put back your bobbin, close it back, and you are good to go. Then assuming you sew, like I said, twice or 3 times a week, or even 4 times a week, if you are doing that, then once in a month you can go further. Like I said, this machine is not meant for you to service on your own, because it's an electronic machine, and underneath here we have some wires that the manufacturer don't want you to put oil. They don't want oil to go into that wire. That is the main reason they encourage users to take this to a professional or certified technician that deal with sewing machine, and they will do that for you. But in some cases, you may be living very far away from authorized service technician that do this machine. But if you have a local service technician in your area, it is advisable that you take this machine to them for them to help you service it thoroughly. But if lucky is not on your side and you live very far away from a sewing machine technician, all you have to do is, like in my own case, right, I use my hand to put this both. There's one here, there's one here, one is at the back here. You take these 2 out. Normally when I take mine out, I use my hand to tie it back, and it's not tightened like all the way, so I can use my hand just like so to roll on it, and I can use it to take the bolt out. Okay, so if you want to take the service further, and this you only have to do once in a month. If you sew regularly, you do this once in a month. So you take this out. This is the first one, and the second one also. All I do is just to roll my finger on it. I just roll my finger on it and I will take it out. Okay, so it's not really tighten like that, and that is why I have access to it this way. So once you take this out, that's the second one. The next thing is at the back here. If you look at the back here, there's a little black knob here. All you have to do is press that knob to release this presser foot. Press it from the back, it will release the presser foot. So you take it out. So the next thing for you to do is you open this place, and you try and find a way to, from the back here, you open this place up, and you take this one out in one piece. This can be disassembled again. You can take it apart, but it's better for you to take it out in one piece this way and don't disassemble it, but you can if you want to. That will give you access to the main moving part down here. And the reason why you have to do this is because at long run, when you keep sewing within a month, there's going to be a lot of thread remnant all over this place, and all you have to do is to use your brush and go in there and dust them out. And anyone this brush cannot reach, then if you are lucky enough, you can get something like this. It's a compressed hair. You use compressed hair and you blow all the remaining particles. I just surfaced this now myself yesterday for this the purpose of this video. So once you do that, you blow everything out, and if you look closely, you will realize this one is clean. So once you realize that it is clean, the next thing for you to do is to get a machine oil, sewing machine oil, and you go in here. Right here there's some kind of damp this thing here, I don't know what to call it, but it's like a little damp thing. All you have to do is more or less like when you pour oil, it will absorb the oil and retain it. You don't want to oil any part of this machine on your own. All you have to do is put a couple of oil, just couple of drops of oil, put it right here and it will soak it. Okay, once you put a couple of oil here and you realize, you can look with your eyes and be sure that it is soaked. Once it is soaked, you are good to go. So it's going to soak, and as you keep sewing, it's going to be distributing the oil to where it is necessary to be lubricated. Okay, and if you want to go further, if you have a machine grease, then right here, right at this particular area, you can put maybe a little grease right there for you, because there's a grease. I just put mine there, so you can put a grease right there. In there, inside this plastic, the white plastic, there's a hole here that there's a like a lever here that go up and down. So from there you can put your grease. If you have a grease, just put it there. If you don't, then leave it. So once you are done lubricating this one and it is soaked, you are good to go. If you want to take it further, all this little moving part right here, you can just put a drop of oil, just no more than a drop here, and down there, and that is, you are good to go. Once you are done with that, the next thing for you to do is to put the faceplate back. So like I said, the only place you want to put oil, if you don't know what you're doing, is just right there. Make sure that cloth is, I don't know, it's more or less like some kind of I'll call it a oil reservoir or so. It distributes the oil around where it is necessary. So make sure it is soaked with oil. Then once you are done, you bring the faceplate back. Just look at this area, it's supposed to go down there, so this one should go inside that hole. So once you place this one, let that one go inside and line it up, and line this one in the hole too. Be careful so that you don't break anything. You see, everything is lined up now. All you have to do is to push it forward like that, and once it's like that, you close this one back, and you can put this, you go to the back. Like I said, I use my finger to tie it down and not more than that, so that anytime I'm trying to take it out, I don't need to look for a screwdriver to take it out. I just use my thumb, tie it down with my thumb, so next time if I'm taking it out, it will be easy for me to do. Okay, that's why I said I use I use my finger. All right, and that is tight enough for me, and that's how you surface the machine. The next thing is to make sure you wipe the whole machine with a dry cloth and make sure it's free of dust. That's how you do the servicing. All right, there's nothing more you can do than what I just told you in the servicing. Any other thing, you have to take it to the service technician. So now let's go into the main feature of this machine. Okay guys, so let me just put my presser foot back. Once you line it, all you have to do is to drop this down. Make sure you drop it at where it's going to click, and you're good to go. That's how you put that back. All right, so the next thing we're going to go on now is to show you the component. Right up here, that's where you have your tension. That's your tension die, and it range from 0 to 9. Okay, for if you are sewing something that is light enough, you want to be between 0 to 2. If anything, if you are sewing something that is light, but if you are sewing medium, you want to be between 3, 4, 5 or 6. But if you are sewing anything that is heavy, you want to be between 6, 7, 8, 9. Depend on the materials. That's going to help you to adjust this accordingly. But if you are sewing regular, regular fabric, it should be between 4 5. I mean, anything 5, between 4 and 5 should be good. But according to your preferences, it depends on the thickness of the materials, and whatever happens, you can adjust this until you make sure your stitch is not coming from the below. I mean, the lower thread is not showing on the top, and the upper thread is not showing at the bottom of your sewing. What I mean by that is that, let's assume you are sewing, you have these two garments together like this. If you have them together and you sew across this way, you have your upper thread showing on the top and the lower thread showing at the bottom. So for you to adjust the tension of the thread, make sure when you sew, you adjust until only the upper thread is showing on the top and only the lower thread is showing at the bottom. The lower thread cannot be showing at the top and the top thread cannot be showing at the bottom. So if you have any case that the lower thread is showing on the top, it means the tension for the upper thread is high. You reduce the tension. Or if the upper thread is showing at the bottom, it means the tension here is weak. You add more to the tension. So once you adjust, as we're sewing, anytime you are sewing any cloth, you have to adjust it until you make sure the upper thread is not visible. None of it is visible down here, or the lower thread is not visible at the top. That's how you adjust your thread tension. So once you do the adjustment, that you are fine. Down here is where you have your reverse, and this is where you have your automatic sewing. If you don't want to use the foot pedal, you can use this automatic sewing on off. So you have your needle up and down, you have your thread cutter, and you have the sewing machine speed. The left, which is the lowest, you have medium speed and you have high speed accordingly. And the next is where you have all the brain of the machine, which will give you access to all the stitch pattern, sewing, and every other thing. So let's get into it and see. Alright guys, so the first thing you do is to go back here at the back, you turn on the machine and it will light this up. The light will come on. This is going to come on, you see brother, everything coming on, but it's not going to go into operation. So it's just going to keep showing all this, and the machine will not go into operation. As you can see, this is still red. All you have to do is just to tap the screen once and it will give you all the functions that you need. So you tap, now it brings out all the functions, right? So you have all this icon here is for you to access all this. First thing, this is a touch screen. Whatever you want to do, you can do it with a touch screen, and this will give you some kind of a master selection, that is like a master menu, which will give you menu of what you want to do. So when you press this one and this one, you have different operation. Okay, so the first one here is going to take you to the menu, and you have 8 sub menu right here. I mean, you have 8 menu right here. This is 8 menu from 1 to 8. So the first one, which is number 1, will give you all the regular sewing stitches that you need. Your straight stitch, if you want to switch to the left, center, or if you want some zigzag, whatever you want, you just press. So when you press, it will give you all the different type of stitches that is preloaded on this. So the first one here is what you need to pay attention to. Anytime you are choosing your stitch, it will tell you what type of footer that you will need to use for a selected stitch. For example, all this one, there are stitches for straight stitch, which is regular stitch. If you want to join piece of fabric together, these are the stitches that you will use. The first one here is going to give me straight stitch to the left, this but with 2 bar tacking. This will give me straight stitch to the left also, and the third one will give me stitches to the center. Fourth one also is stitches to the center, and the fifth one will give me triple stitch in center. That is, the stitch is going to go one back. Normal stitch supposed to go from back to front, front, front. That's how machine stitch all the way down. But in the triple one, it's going to go in a stitch, I think 3 times before it jump to the next stitch, and it's going to go like this: forward, back, forward, then move to forward, back, forward, move to forward, forward, back, forward, move to forward. That's how it's going to be sewing like this all the way until finish. And by so doing, it will give you a thicker stitch once you are done. And people use this kind of stitch for if they want to show a design of maybe hemming or anything like that. You can use that. Okay, and that's about that. And if you want to go forward, you can still have your zigzag and many other patterns that are here for a regular stitch. Okay, you can do blind hem, you have buttonhole, everything is right there. And if you are using buttonhole, anytime you choose, like I said, anytime you choose any design here, you have to pay attention to the presser foot. Just like the 1-15 now is giving me another presser foot. There's a number on the presser foot. All the presser foot that you will need is provided the day you buy this machine. So you have all the presser foot there, but just pay attention. This is really important. If you choose any design here or any stitch pattern and you do not pay attention to the presser foot, you may have the wrong presser foot on the machine, and that will break your needle. It will break your needle if you use the wrong presser foot. So anytime you are choosing a stitch design, make sure you pay attention to the presser foot the machine wants you to use. And after that, you have your width, you have length adjustment, and this is where you adjust them. You press this and you can go in and either take out or add more to the adjustment. And once you are done, you click OK and you are out of that place, and you can continue sewing. So that's all about the sewing. The next here is, if you want to disable the reverse, you can disable it here. The thread cutter, you can disable it on and off. It's up to you. That's the preference if you want to go that route. So once you are done, you select your stitch, then you can go to the sewing machine and continue your sewing. And that's all about sewing. All the other ones are for buttonhole. So let me just show you the buttonhole, which is number 4 in the menu. You choose that and it's going to give you all the buttons design that you have. In this one we have 3 pages. This is the first page. It's going to show you here, this is 1/3, which is 1 page of 3 page. So, and this is going to be 1 page of 3 pages. So the first page here will show you all you have. If you want to go to the next page, you can press this and will take you to the next page, which is page 2 of 3 pages, and this is the 3rd page. So those are the button pattern or design that you have if you want to do buttonhole. Okay, and once you choose buttonhole, for example, if I choose this one, it's telling me now to use presser foot number A. Let's assume I did not pay attention to this and I do this. Number 1, the machine will not work, because if you are using if you're going to do any buttonhole, it will require you to bring some other attachment from the machine here. So right here is the attachment. That's the footer. That's the presser foot for your buttonhole. If you don't use this, in this case, the machine will not even operate. You have to put this and you have to bring this down. There's a lever here that you have to bring down. This thing right here, you have to bring it down and up. Maybe I should demonstrate how to use the because I don't know, most people may not know how to use this. So let me just talk about this. Back here, is where you measure the size of the pressure, measure the size of the button you want to do. So you can take the button that you want to use. For example, if this is the size of button I want to do, I'll take the button. Like I say, you have this adjustment. I put it right here and I'll close it back. For this type of button, this is the maximum I will have, okay, for the size of this to size the button hole, and that will be the gap. So all you have to do now is this thing move forth and back with a spring load. All you have to do is you go to the back, like I said before, you press this, take it out, you align this one, you align it like so, and you bring it down. Once you bring it down, you can bring it up and down, you can see. So now, like I said, there's something back here, is a lever that you have to bring down. Once you bring it down, right, it will be at the back right here, at the back of the first groove. So once you are going like so, it will go to the front. When you get to that back, it will stop, and it will do the second one. Get here, it will stop until it finish the cycle of that button. Okay, that's how that work. If you don't have this one down, it will not work for you. Okay, the machine will give you error, so you have to have it down before you can do your button hole. Once you are done, press to the back, take it out and put your regular footer again and bring this down on it. So that's how to use the button hole. So now that we are done with that, okay, and that is all you need to know about the sewing machine if you are doing regular sewing or if you are doing zigzag. So the next aspect of this now is if you want to do embroidery. If you are doing embroidery, all you have to do is to turn the power off and let the machine go off. You take this like this, you take it out. Once this one is out, you will have this machine this way. So the next thing you do is to bring the machine embroidery module, which is this one right here. You will slide it all the way in like so, and it will connect here. Once you have it connected, you turn the machine back on. So like I said, once you turn the machine on, you have to touch here to go into full function, and that carriage will move, the machine will warn you. The next thing you have to do is to bring your hook. This is the hook that comes with the machine. These two pieces have some kind of sign that will show you that is where you line it up, okay? And once you line it up, your fabric now by this time is in there. You lock it in and you bring it like so, and you come here and raise your pressure foot up all the way, so this one will be able to sit. These two grooves, there's one here, there's one there. That's where these two things will go. You see this slot, 1, 2, they are going here. So you raise this up and you place it in like that, and you press it down and it will sit like so. And now you choose your pattern and you are ready to go. So this is where you choose your pattern. You see all these patterns, you choose the first one. You have different patterns that you can choose from right here. You come back, these are other patterns that you can choose. A lot of patterns is pre-installed on the machine, and you can easily purchase another pattern like I said from their website, or you can design your own and save it in the format the sewing machine will recognize, and that is how you use this. So another thing you need to understand is that anytime you want to do embroidery, let's say you have your fabric, right? At the back of the fabric, you want to make sure you have tear away stabilizer or whatever stabilizer that will make it stable, okay? And once you do that you make it stable, the next thing is to push this thing out so that you can put your fabric. This pin, the silver one, push it back and release, this thing. Okay, you have to push it back to release this. Push this up again, take this out. So this is how you use this. Release this one and take the upper one out. So this have been prepped, okay, with stabilizer, assume. Then this will be at the bottom. This will lay over it. Once it lay over it like so, and this will be where you want your embroidery to show. Then you look at this. It's gonna face up like that, and you keep it, key it in like so, and make sure there's no wrinkle, that everything is straight, and you push it down and be sure everything is clean and no wrinkle. You come to the back, then you tie this one down with your hand, or you can use a screwdriver to tie it down. Make sure it's not too tight and not too loose. Once you have that done like so, the next thing, like I said, is to take this up, put it in, let that sit there and press it down. Okay, it's gonna go in the groove. You press it down, and now you'll be ready to do your embroidery. But like I said, you cannot just do embroidery without prepping this. So I can't do any embroidery, it's going to mess it up. Just choose your design. Let's say I choose this letter D, right? That letter D is going to bring it on this small window, and it's going to show me how it's going to look, okay, on this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to say set. So right there I have the option to do resize. If I want to move it, I can press move, and I can move it to any location on the hoop if I want it to be on this side. So the move is for you to, it's going to move the design either to any side or any area that you want on the loop. You want to move it down, left, right, upper, wherever you want to move it, the move will do that for you. Okay, when you press OK, the next thing is size. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, you have the option to do it here. If you want to size it big, you press this. If you want to make it small, you press it to come small. It depends on what you want. And once you are good with the size, you press OK. And the next thing is, you want to choose your thread color. You can choose the thread color that you want to use, and you press OK. The next thing is to go to end edit. Once you say end edit, here you have this option to show you which area is going to be covered with the design, and by so doing you can press this, rotate, and then you come to this and press this also, and it will show you, it's going to move around where the design will be, where the space is going to cover on the hook. Okay, those are the spaces going to cover. Now it's back to the center. If you are happy with it, you continue. If you are not, you do the adjustment and make sure everything is as you want it. Then you press OK. Once you press OK, the next thing is to say embroidery. So once you press that embroidery, you lower your presser foot. This will turn yellow, and now you can press this and it will continue working. And if I do it now, it's going to start soon. But it's going to get messed up because I don't have stabilizer. Okay, so I stop it. I don't have stabilizer and I can't work on it. So that is how you use the embroidery machine. And once you're done, pick this up, come here, push that back. Once it's back, then you'll be ready to go. You are done with the embroidery. Okay, once you're done, turn it off, remove the embroidery module like so, and you go back to your normal sewing. You can use it this way if you want to use a small throat, or if you need a table, you can do this and you have a full table. That will be my time on the Broader embroidery sewing machine, the SE625 embroidery sewing machine. Like I said, if you're a beginner, you want more than straight stitch, this is going to be a very good sewing machine for you. It's built well, the machine is okay. You can use it without the foot pedal, or automatic without the foot pedal, or you can use it with the foot pedal. You can do embroidery like I showed you, and you can do regular sewing like I showed you. You can do hemming stitch, you can do blind stitch, you can also do buttonhole on this, and you have tons of embroidery design that you can do on this sewing machine. So it's more or less like all-in-one sewing machine, which is good for beginner and people that do light sewing to kind of medium sewing. The reason being that if you are doing a professional job, if you are working this as this is what you are doing professionally, this machine will still serve you if you're doing it professionally. But for those people who are working on a large scale, there's a reason why they design a sewing machine. It's like specifically the manufacturer designed them to do just one single task, and they can do it flawlessly. Like some sewing machine, industrial sewing machine, they are built to just tack in buttons. That's their job. You put your button, they sew in the button for you. That's all they do. All those single needles, they are designed to do straight stitch, and they can work from morning to night, 7 days a week, 30 days a month. They can do it. They are built for that. Those are industrial sewing machine. They are built to do just straight stitch. Some are built to just do zigzag. Some are built to just do only buttonhole and nothing else. Some are built to do blind hem. That's all they can do. So those are the reason why you see those industrial machine with a lot of high price tag, because they are built to they are built tough, they are built to last, they are built to withstand a lot of a lot of stress. They are built to withstand a lot of stress, and but compared to household sewing machine, this can still be used for professional job. But if a machine is doing more than one single task, they are prosumer sewing machine to me. That's how I categorize them. Okay, I'll put this in the category of prosumer standard. You know why? Because it's a multi-purpose sewing machine, and that's why I call them prosumer. Industrial sewing machine will only be designed to do just one job. Some at most will do straight stitch and zigzag, nothing more. But if they can do 3, 4, 5, 6 tasks in one machine, I consider them to be a prosumer. So like this one now is good for someone that is just starting out. So you don't have to buy multiple machines to do different tasks. All you need is just one machine. It's going to give you straight stitch, it's going to give you zigzag, it's going to give you embroidery, and it's going to give you buttonhole. And this can even sew on button for you. It has a footer that you put on it that will sew in your button for you. So it is a multi-purpose sewing machine, and that is why it is really good for beginner and people that are doing light or medium sewing. Guys, like I said, that will be my time on this sewing machine, and thank you for staying with me today. I'm going to be bringing out a lot of things these days, and who knows, you may benefit from that. And for you not to be left out, I will advise that you subscribe to this channel, click the notification button so that anytime I shoot out another video, you'll be notified that I have new video that you may find interesting. So until next time guys, keep sewing, remain blessed, stay blessed. Bye bye for now. Bye guys.